Hello and welcome to the Vassal Romanian channel. My name is Michael and today we are starting a new campaign in Crusader Kings 2. This is the HIP, Historical Immersion Project Modification, and we are starting the game from the last possible start date, which is 1347, the 100 Years' War. We are going to play obviously as the Roman Empire, which is called Vassal Roman in this modification. I'm also using some other modes. Two of them are made specifically for this modification. One of them is Trade Improve for HIP and the other is Symbasileus for HIP. Also, I'm using Title Manager and the modification that allows you to purchase claims. The modification is a bit cheaty because it allows you to just that, to purchase claims, and well, some might say that it's not really fair, but in this particular modification, I'm talking about HIP, you do struggle with finances, you really do, and it's really hard to have a big army and have a big treasury full of coin. So I think, yeah, that might be a bit cheaty, but at the same time, when you're always struggling with money, it's kind of balances it out. Well, as I told you, I'm going to start a new one, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop the previous campaign. I still want to finish it. I'll try to make these two campaigns go parallel, and I'll finish the old one and then I'll give my full attention to this one. But for now, I'm just going to start it. I will try to produce this new campaign in episodes that are 40 minutes in length. This one will be a bit longer because there is an introduction, so it's okay that this one will be about 50 minutes, maybe 55, but all the others I will try to keep in the same length. That will allow me to upload the videos faster and more often. Also, we are playing as Vasilev's Andronikos of the Palaiologos dynasty. So, let's start. Also, about the current rules. Well, there are quite some additional rules, and looking at some of them, I actually remember now that I also have the modification called Infinity playing non-dynastic heirs. This modification, the HIP, has the option to play a non-dynastic heir, but at the same time it works kind of strange because I tried it and without the Infinity modification, and it didn't work quite as I thought it would. So maybe it works in some ways, but I just don't understand how. And Infinity works exactly how it's supposed to work. So I'm using that modification as well, and there's no conflict between them, so that's okay. Well, there are some rules that are not really that important. There's historical outcome promotion, which is nice. Some other stuff. Well, a lot of other stuff actually. Important thing, I put the raiding on the unrestricted option because it allows every culture to raid and That's really important from my point of view, because even the Byzantines raided the territories of Arabs and other way around, so it's supposed to be like that, not just some cultures being able to raid and others don't. It's just silly, considering the fact that that's the Middle Ages and they are quite bloody and uncivilized in many cases. Well, what else in here of any interest? Basically, all the other rules are quite generic. Exclave independence harsh. That's important in my point of view. Historical, and another one. Well, I have to find it somewhere first. Where is that? Yes, Holy Fury. Basically, I can choose that every crusade would be disabled, but I'm not sure if these are going to happen anyway. But I found out that the fourth crusade will happen again if it's allowed, even though this is 1347, 37, sorry, and the Fourth Crusade was more than 100 years ago. It will happen again if this option is allowed. So I'm going to disallow it, so that there will be no second Fourth Crusade. Let's put it that way. Because it was funny, I was playing this campaign and I kind of restored some provinces in Asia Minor and reconquered the Duchy of Achaia and Epirus, and then the Pope declared the Fourth Crusade, and god damn it, they just destroyed me completely because I couldn't really resist. There were too many of them. Like the whole of Catholic Christendom was against me, and I was just a fraction of the old empire. That was just impossible to resist. Anyway, rules are all okay, it seems. Now we can start, and that's gonna be the Iron Man. So if I'm going to fuck it up, I'll fuck it up. So let's start it. So basically, there's the information about the sub mod. Yeah, let's make history. There's some information about the game, not important basically. And here we are. As you can see, the new map of this modification is quite stunning in my opinion. It's really cool. Like the features uh, of the lands are much more pronounced. There are some new impossible terrain, as well as in Anatolia and Caucasus, even in Italy and Illyria. So it's basically much more interesting to play. When we talk about new mechanics, there is a new mechanic for Roman Empire, and it is called Imperial Decay. And currently it's really bad. It's like 70%. Demands levy size minus 31, demands tax modifier minus 35, and you just can see for yourself how bad it is. We are basically fucked up. There is some information. Yeah, not important on this point. Well, let's see. Our Vassaleves is considered a coronated Vassaleves, which means that he was coronated, but he's not a strong Vassaleves. There are, as far as I know, two options. Maybe there is another one like a weak Vassaleves or something, but there can be also strong Vassaleves. and it's either when you're playing a really good ruler or a ruler who proved himself to be a good ruler, winning many wars and so on. This one is not a great ruler, he's just considered a coronated Vassaleus. So yeah, let's choose a focus for our Vassaleus. We have problems with diplomacy, with martial. Well, our martial skill is actually quite good, as you can see. Stewardship is, yeah, abysmal basically. Intrigue is also not good, neither is learning. Basically, our leader is, the only thing he's good at is martial, and even in this field he's not great. Well, that's why he's not considered a great Vassaleus. Now let's think what kind of focus we can choose for him. We currently control 6 holdings. These are 3 counties. County of Skutarion, Constantinopolis, and Thrace. Also we control some baronies, or as they call in this modification, castron, which probably, well, not probably, but I'm pretty sure it's Greek word for I don't know, fortification or a castle. Like it's from Latin castrum. So basically it's 3 of these and plus 1, 2, 3 additional holdings as baronies. Yeah. If we take a look at the duchy map mode, we can see that Duchy of Thrace is consisted of 3 counties. Then there is Duchy of Strimonos, which is also 3 counties. Then there is Thessaloniki, 3 counties as well, and so on. In Anatolia, the de jure duchies look very different from what this region looked like in the beginning of the game. So basically, even in this game, there are changes in de jure map mode of duchy level. So basically, if we allow ourselves a bit of freedom to transform the administrative outlook of these areas, it's quite okay. Basically, there are no Duchy of Karasi in the beginning of the game. It's only appear in this period. Basically, all of these duchies are, well, not all of them, but many of them are duchies that are exclusively Turkish, and they don't even have proper names in Greek when you conquer them. For example, when you conquer this one, it's called Neocastron, but its adjective is still Karasian. So basically, it's not even properly like translated into Greek. Yeah. Anyway, there is this guy. Oh, if you know history, you know who is this guy. This guy, the son of Uthman, Orhan, the founder of the Sultanate, the scourge of the Romans, the one who conquered Prusa and Nicaea. The guy who gave birth to all of those sultans, all of those Mehmeds and Bayazids who will destroy the great Roman Empire. Oh my. And look at this, he has 11,000, almost 12,000 troops while we have only 8, 9. Okay. Basically, these two cities were lost not so long ago. I don't exactly remember when, but it was maybe about 10 years, maybe 20 years ago. Anyway, if we look at the current administrative outlook of the empire, you can see that there are basically 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6 independent rulers. Well, not independent, but vassals of ours. And there are also these guy, Stratihos Ioannis of Macedonia, Ioannis Kantakosenos. Historically, this guy was Megas, or it's supposed to be Mehas Domestikos of Vassaleus Andronikos, and historically he was in charge of the administrative and all the other internal affairs of the state, while the emperor was mostly busy with hunting and warring. He wasn't basically in charge of the administrative affairs of the empire, while this guy was, and he was his Symbasileus basically. Well, maybe not in terms of office, but at least in terms of like de facto. And he hates us for some reason, but in fact he was a loyal vassal of the current emperor. If we are not going to do anything about it, he will rebel with such an opinion. So we have to do something about it. First of all, I think, considering how abysmal our diplomatic skill is and the fact that we don't actually need any more kids, I think we should choose the carousing focus. That way we might be able to improve our relationships with well, all of our vassals in fact, but most importantly this guy. This guy is the key. So carousing, and also let's choose the ambition to make a friend. If we are lucky, we might be able to make this guy our friend, and that's what we need. Now we have to choose a focus for our leader. Basically, I think Scutarian should be our focus because it's the weakest province. Now there is also idle council members. There's Megos Domestikos. Well, historically this guy was Megos Domestikos. He wasn't Logothetes to Dromu. Well, I don't know. Let's actually check out his skills. He's not even a good marshal. But then again, by the period this title wasn't strictly about the martial stuff. So we can choose a better guy for the office of Megos Domestikos, and that should be our captain of the Varangian Guard, which was actually non-existent at this point. Another anachronism. Okay, we put this guy in charge, and let's... Well, actually we don't need to train troops because our levy is at 100%. Instead, let's send him to research military tech in the city. Also, our Megas Logothetes is Daniel of Deiteron, and he's the best guy we have for this office, so that's okay. Let's collect taxes also in the city. And then, in terms of religion, there are Okay, there are Bogomilists in Philippopolis, so we are going to send our ecclesiarch there. Well, he has skill of learning only of 6. Oh my. And basically the other guys also. Very, very bad at it. There are options about customizing the game before pausing it. That's not something we are going to do. What we are going to do is we will try to invite a better priest to our oh wait, actually that wouldn't help, because in order to make him a priest we would have to give him a title. Basically make him a bishop, and we unfortunately don't have any free temples for now, any free bishoprics. So we are not going to do that for now. But still, I wish to send this guy to Philippopolis. And, well, he is going to be our Logothetes. And we are going to give him all the titles that we can. Yes. His opinion is -48. Unfortunately, we cannot make him a despot, so we'll make my son Ioannis the future emperor. Sevastokrator, let's put my other son. But we can make this Ioannis guy a Kaiser, and that's what we are going to do. Now his opinion is -38. Kuropalatis. Unfortunately, we cannot put Ioannis into this position, but we will make Andronikos Turmarch of Laconia. Antipatos. Basically that will be Ioannis, Andronikos, Alexios, Mihail, and, well, the other Alexios. Court tutor, that will be Daniel of Dateron, or I guess it's supposed to be Defteron in Greek. Augusta will be my wife. Patrikios Ioannis, other Ioannis, Bo, and Alexios. Ipatos, Bo, Ioannis, Evdokimos, Alipos, Andronikos, Markianos, and Mavros. Sevastos. Well, basically all my kids. Yeah. Castellan. We have this title because we control the Theodosian walls. And by the way, the new great building in Constantinople is Theodosian walls, not the Hagia Sophia. And that will be obviously Ioannis, and I guess this guy. And yes, the commanders. Let's auto-assign the commanders. Why not? Maybe we should find someone who hates me really much, no matter what. And I don't know. Or somebody really useless. Let's put this guy into position of jester. Why not? And there's the information about all the titles. Now, well, we control 3 tiles, we can control 2 more. And as you can see, there is this guy who controls county of Salimbria. There are 2 options for us how we can get this title. We can either purchase the claim, Well, we can't because we don't have enough piety. Or we can plot to revoke it. And I guess we should try to do that. We will send our Mystikos Kephale Evdokimos of Phanarion into the county of Salimbria. And we will plot to revoke this title. Our current plot power is 70%. Let's see who we can invite into our conspiracy. Well, basically we can invite only the Ecumenical Patriarch Ioannis, but even in order to do that, we will have to pay for it. Basically send him a gift. Let's do that. Now he agrees, and we will invite him to our plot. Yes, did that. Now we are going to play slowly, thoroughly, and thoughtfully, because we don't have much time span, so there's no need to rush things. And there's the information about the empire. The empire is shattered, with Vassale's Andronikos III currently sitting upon its throne in Constantinopolis. The once mighty Byzantine Empire is a shadow of its former grace. The court of the Vassaleves has become decadent and corrupt, and there are many who question the possibility of the empire's mere survival. Never mind dream of restoring the Roman Empire that once was. We pray for the grace of God to be bestowed upon the Vassaleves in this of our empire's hour of the greatest need. Long live the Vassaleves. Now, the Imperial decay is 70%. Now there's some information about some group of Khazars military order. Well, that's probably the outdated information. I guess it's just automatic or something, because there is no Khazar for a long time already. It simply does not exist. And now there's this guy, Ecumenical Patriarch Ioannis, and he accepts. Yes. Now also, as you can see, there is this thing. The guy wants to become the emperor, and I don't want him to become the emperor. What we are going to do, we can make this guy our Symbasileus, and now his opinion is 20. Well, basically we choose him as our successor, and now we also appoint him co-emperor, and that gives us, well, for some reason it didn't give us any additional relationship points. I don't know why, and that's actually pretty sad, but there is nothing we can do. Now, let us try to marry one of his sons to my daughter. Yes, Matthias to my daughter Irene. We'll do that. Hopefully the relationships will improve, but there is no guarantee. You have a new heir. If your character dies, now you will play as Despot Ioannis of the Vassaleia Romaean. Well, Ioannis will be the emperor, or rather an emperor, one day, but that will happen a bit later. Well, still, he doesn't like us that much. And he is the counselor, so we cannot really send him to improve relationships. But instead, we can sway him, and that's what we are going to do. Also, now we can revoke the Turma Celimbria. And yeah, as you can see, there are many changes in terms of names and all the cultural stuff in this modification. So basically the cultures have their own names, the way they call themselves, not the way
Battery
it
low.
is called in English language. So basically there is German, which is Deutsch, Polish, which is Polski, uh, like the old Russian culture, which is Ruski, uh, Norsker, and so on. I also appreciate the fact that well, it's actually impossible to see now. Well, here, for example, the Finnish religion, which is originally was called Suomen usko, which stands for the Finnish religion or faith. Now it's Muinasusko, which is the old faith, the ancient faith. Also, well, there is no Slavic faith, unfortunately, but in original it was just Slavic, and this modification it's called Slavianska Vera, which stands for, well, Slavic faith in Old Slavic language, or basically in any other language of Slavic origin. Well, yeah. Now, and there's the information that this guy Ioannis disbanded his faction, probably because he's now Symbasileus, and there's no need for him to usurp the throne because he's already a ruler. And there are 3 or even 4 new possible factions, which is prosperity, tradition, glory, and court. And these factions are not necessarily going to rebel against you. They have strength, but they act uh, in accordance to their opinion about the ruler, and that's not necessarily the opinion of the faction leader. Basically, these factions can sometimes grant you money, prestige, uh, sometimes even piety, and the prosperity faction can give you boost in taxes. So they are actually quite useful, and you can use them for your gains. I don't, unfortunately, understand quite well how you're supposed to interact with them, but, well, usually when you are a good emperor, they love you, and when you are a bad one, they don't. It's as simple as that. Well, there's a small event about my wife. When my wife's mare had to be put down, I promised Anna that I would find a new suitable ride for her. Now I am in luck. Not only one but 3 different mares have been brought to Constantinopolis. This keyboard one looks a bit old but sweet. The white mare is a bit frisky, but she'll be fine. The black one is magnificent, the only suitable match for my wife. Okay. Now, okay, there's nothing new, and now our plot power is 111. Okay, nobody will join. Let us revoke the Turma Celimbria. The guy will probably rebel against us, but he's weak and we are strong, so we're basically gonna be okay with that. Yeah, your shameful attempt at blackmail has not succeeded. No matter how many corrupted souls you have enticed to to help carry out your plan. I will not give in without a fight. What is rightfully mine is mine. Signed, Antipatos Alexios of the Vassal. Then what it is. Well, which is basically historically a complete bullshit if you ask me. The system of administration and government in the Byzantine Empire wasn't hereditary at all. Even in the later age, the Pronia system, or Pronia, I guess it's supposed to be pronounced in Greek, at least in modern Greek, wasn't hereditary. The titles, or rather not titles, but revenues, the streams of revenue, which were usually given in form of territory, they were given at maximum for life and never for like a dynasty. Okay, there is these Mepet. I have no idea if that's how it is supposed to pronounce it, because I have no idea how Georgian works. But this guy from Armenian dynasty, funny enough, he wants to marry my kinswoman. Well, okay, whatever. She's just of my dynasty, nothing more than that. Okay, now we are going to start swaying the guy. We have 600 troops, or rather 600 troops. And let us send them here. Do we have better generals? Indeed, we do have better generals. Michael Turmarch of Demetrius. Let us try to fight this guy. Ioannis was happy to oblige me. Now that I have some time to spend with him, I'm confident that I can convince him of how alike we are, and that he stands only to gain from our friendship. We can finally talk in private. Prince Mihail recently arrived in Constantinopolis and has formally presented himself at court. My lord, I am on a campaign to take my rightful titles within the Khanate of Bulgaria. Well, that's a bit of a bug in this modification, because what was called in original game kingdom in any situation, in this game the generic name of kingdom tile tier level title is Khanate for some reason. I don't know it. I have no idea why, but that's just how it is. Kingdom tier titles, they are all Khanates, even though the guy is called Tsar. So, well, that's something we have to live with. Anyway, he wants to reclaim titles from Tsar Ivan the Sixth Alexander. With your blessing, I wish to raise support here in the Vassal for my growing army. So basically, there is an option for us to help the pretender. That's also a new mechanic in this modification. We can help the pretender retake the Kingdom of Bulgaria, or Tsardom of Bulgaria, but we can either allow him to recruit troops in our territory, or we can also help him with money. And probably, I actually never helped anyone, I usually send them away, but also there is an option to imprison him and to sell to this guy, or to any other ruler who is against the pretender. But let's actually try. it would be nice to have an ally in Bulgaria, because at this point we are really, really weak. I tried my best to be conciliatory with Ioannis, but we simply couldn't come to an agreement about the importance of well-educated military personnel within one's entourage. No, you are wrong. Oh my, that's really bad. Oh, that's just minus 50 to relationships. Oh my god, that's not what I intended. Also, yeah, that's what I was talking about when I told you that you are going to struggle with your finances. As you can see, we gathered our own domain troops and immediately we have no money. We will have to take a loan. Also, there is a new loan mechanics and there are more options. So you can basically, instead of having one mechanic of taking a loan of 350, here you can take a huge loan, a large loan, a medium loan, a small loan, and you can take all of them basically one after another. So I can take a huge loan and they then take a large, medium and small loan. So yeah, now we have 800 dinars or gold coins. I don't know how it's supposed to be called in this game. Wealth. Vasilev's Andronikos war for Silimbria ended inconclusively for some reason. Why? Oh, because he died in chaotic battle. Are you kidding me? So he died and now I can't do anything about it. Oh, very nice. Anyway, let's disband our troops. Let's disband this guy as well. Okay, instead of trying to plot to revoke a title, let us actually try to fabricate treason on this person. Let's see who we can invite into our little conspiracy. We can invite 3 persons. Also, that's funny, we can invite this guy, but his plot power is minus 23. I don't know how it works, but that's how it is. So we are not going to invite him, obviously. Let's see, we can send a gift to this guy. Well, this guy's actually quite expensive, but whatever. No, I meant, where is that? Send gift. This one. So we can invite this woman, this man, and this old man. Let's see how it goes. She accepts, he accepts, and this one as well. Now our plot power is basically 1100. I mean 117, sorry. Well, the only thing now is that we have to wait for it. And this guy, goddammit, he hates me. He really does. Good thing he doesn't have a faction. Well, we can try to send him a gift, but that's like really, really expensive. Incredibly expensive, in fact. We cannot allow ourselves such expenses at this point. Well, we have this guy of Asan dynasty in Peloponnese Peninsula. He is not good either. what we have here. Okay, we can actually try to imprison this guy. Even though I don't think we should. Become Megas Logothetes. Oh wait, no, that was an ambition. Okay, he wants to kill the Turmarchs Ioannis of Silimbria in order to inherit the thing, yes. He wouldn't want to end the plot. Okay, he hates me anyway, no matter what I do. Well, that is quite sad. Why they hate me so much, though? Okay. Because he wants a seat of the council. Well, friend, I'm sorry, but currently there are no free seats for you. Oh, look at that. King of Bulgaria is fighting in Paphlagonia, and King of Georgia is fighting against the Ottomans. That's funny. What's this? Eretnid needs conquered all of this territory. Whoa. That's cool. Your Megas Logothetes Daniel has collected a special tithe in Constantinopolis. Money! Additional money, cool. Now we can hire an advisor, that will be Turmarch of Kaliopolis, Manuel. Okay, now he doesn't necessarily hate me that much. Okay, I'll make him Kaiser. Okay, now he accepts. Yeah, boy. Okay, it has come to my attention that you are the leader of a plot to fabricate evidence of Turmarch's Ioannis treason. I find this most fascinating, and I bet that others would too. I suspect that you wish to keep this a secret, but my silence comes with a price. Okay, now there's the time to finish this episode. Okay. This guy wants to take money from us in order to be silent. Actually, look at how he talks, the way it's written. That's like, oh my, very beautiful, very poetic. Anyway, I'll pay. Also, what's this? There is somebody joined a faction, somebody left a faction. Okay, basically nothing very important. Well, this time we only played for basically less than, okay, a bit longer than a year, but still, that was an introductory episode, and all the others are not gonna be much longer than this one in terms of game time, because, well, it's gonna be more thoughtful, I hope. Well, guys, anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to promote this kind of content, like, share, subscribe, also comment under the video. Your comments are really important for me, and I'm trying to answer always. So basically, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, my friends.